the reality is that AI now is at the level where you can imagine it almost to be like an intern for you. Now, would you let your intern help you with everything? I think you most probably would. Would you chat to your intern and make them better each time? You most probably would. This is just the way we have to look at using a computer now. Computers now are so good that they can become like AI interns for us. The more we can help them, the more they can help us. But that's a different mindset. We're very used to telling a computer what to do and being the master of the machine, but now we're going to have to collaborate and work together. And I don't think that's a bad thing, because the more productive I can become, because I become more collaborative with something else which is really clever, like a machine, hey, that's a better world for me.
I think once you've used AI for a little bit and you've just experimented with it, played around with it, I think that's when you can start to see the possibilities and develop that kind of AI mindset, where naturally, because you've used it as a tool now, you're starting to think about, well, this is what's possible with it. And then next time you have to do something that might be slightly creative in some way or is kind of menial or annoying, then you will find a way through having used it to come up with those ideas. And also just reading up on AI, like try to read a bit about the news around what's happening, because the capabilities improve with these tools all the time.
I think it's important to have an AI mindset, because AI isn't going anywhere. We need to be aware that it's going to be around in one form or another. It may not be in the current form, because I think this wave of hype is going to die down. I think it's going to die down because we are hitting compute and data limits that are available. What can be scraped has largely been scraped, which is why people are paying a lot for licensing agreements with news corporations and that kind of thing. I think we owe it to the next generation mostly to develop an AI mindset and to be able to recognize when people are perhaps selling us some snake oil. It's always a good thing to be able to tell the difference between someone who knows what they're talking about and doesn't. But also there are going to be some amazing positives, and in a lot of ways you can't work out what the positives are unless you've got the bigger picture. So it should be an inquisitive, enthusiastic, critical thinking approach to AI. I think that's what I would always recommend. But don't write it off out of hand. Have a play with it.
To adopt an AI mindset is really important. This technology is not going to go away. This is going to form part of our lives. We're seeing early and incredible results, but we ain't seen nothing yet. The future is going to be incredible. To adopt an AI mindset, for me, the most important thing is to consider how you might be able to use it in everyday life. So if you're doing a piece of work, whether it's in your profession or for charity or for a fun project at home, think how AI might be able to help it or give you new opinions. Maybe try things like PyTalk, which is a generative AI model that you can talk to. You can have full conversations with AI in theory. And it's amazing, again, like with asking it a question and asking it a different way, have a conversation just as though we would right now with PyTalk, and you can actually start to gain opinions. Maybe try it with things like research projects, or if you're in school, try it with your homework. It's like having a teacher on demand 24/7.
I have an interesting perspective on what an AI mindset is, because I do a lot of work with mindsets with people all the time. And for me, mindsets are created by the formula be, do, get. So you get the results you get because of the words and actions that you perform, your behaviour. And the behaviour comes from what you believe about yourself, your thoughts and your beliefs, which are thoughts you think a lot. So your mindset is formed of your beliefs, whereas an AI mindset is formed of whatever the programmer's put in there. And you could think that we have been formed by how we've been programmed through our childhood, through our schools or whatever. And so if you take over your mindset and decide to program it for yourself, I think that would be a great example of an AI mindset, that you've decided this is the character I'm going to play. I'm a great believer. Life is a game. We can be any character we like. And this is the mindset I'm going to use. This is who I'm going to be. This is the belief I have. I choose to believe this will work, for example. And your body responds to what you tell it. So if you imagine squeezing a lemon on your tongue, even though I've just imagined that lemon, I know it's completely fake, my tongue still waters. And the same is true if I believe I'm going to be terrible, I'll start stumbling over my words and feeling bad. But if I believe I'm going to be amazing and people like me, that doesn't happen because I don't run the stress chemicals. So what I would steal from the AI mindset is deciding how to be rather than responding to your programming. So it's a bit of an alternative answer to it, but hey.
One way which is we can become obsessed with technology, and we can almost think like the machines do, which is how do we become faster? How do we become more efficient? How do we do more? But actually, as humans, there is no comparison to the capabilities of machines, of computers, and of AI. It's not a fair race, and actually, we're not running against each other. So we need to change our mindset to think of AI and these technological advancements as either potential running coaches.
So if you are having to write something, just take the time to go and experiment with getting an AI to be your co-writer. Feed it prompts, feed it information, get it to do a first draft, get you at least part of the way there. If you're responsible for taking minutes in a meeting, get an AI to sit in, capture that meeting, write up the minutes for you, save some time that way. If you're having to write a presentation, use the AI tools that are there to start to design it, shape it, pull in the additional information and pictures that you need. There are so many ways that we can carve out that little bits of extra time. I think and it's such a natural value for people. If you tell people it's going to give you time back, it's a real motivator and maybe gets people over that hump of, I'm not technical, this is scary, I don't know what I'm doing. Go and have a play. There are risks. Don't be putting very personal or very company-sensitive information out there on something you don't fully understand. But go and have a play, because you will find that you can save an enormous amount of time.
I think when people start to think that it starts to become more invasive with everything, that's where we start getting anxiety and stress, and then people kind of reel back a little bit. So I think little things to start with are always good, because it builds your confidence up that you mastered something. It's not going to take over the world. You do one little thing and okay, I'm still alive, I've not been imprisoned by some sort of despotic AI system, and it's quite useful. So like most things in life, just try little things. Don't jump in with 2 feet and see where you go. I mean, I've seen people, my dad's, is he 80? And he's done things, and he first of all he's like, oh, that's never going to be a thing, and now he's like, oh, it's actually quite useful, isn't it? But he's done it very slowly. I know he's got lots of time to do it, but he's kind of like dipped his toe in and gone, oh, that's actually better than I thought it would be, sort of thing. So